Alright guys, so in today's video, it is a video that a lot of people have been asking about, and it is going to be about Magic Candies and which are the best that you guys should be investing in right now, and some of the recommendations I have and what to kind of prioritize first. So let's get into it. There's a lot of different Magic Candies right now, and to be honest with you guys, Magic Candies are going to be one of the most, I guess, grindy things that we have inside of this game. So if you guys look right over here inside of, if I can find the lavatory in this craziness of my kingdom, we'll just go to the dashboard here. If you guys go to the the lavatory here and you guys look at it, this takes a long time. Just to get one resident ingredient for a candy, it is going to take a long time. So it is definitely not going to be something that you want to waste time on and invest in the wrong cookies. Just to let you guys know, the cookies or the magic candy that you guys see on the thumbnails are not the quote-unquote, the best magic candies. They're just there for decorations, but some of them are actually going to be a good one too. But let's get into it. There's a lot of different magic candies once again, guys, and it's been a while since we have gotten a new one, but there are going to be a couple ones that you definitely do want to prioritize in this particular game as of right now inside of the early 2025. And the number one is going to be Twizzy Gummy. So Twizzy Gummy is one of those cookies where you want to get the magic candy first, because that is going to give you guys a new skill that's going to do a lot more damage. And then once you guys do have the resources, then getting up to 10, 20, and 30 is going to be very beneficial, because of the fact that Twizzy Gummy right now, if you guys are really focused on the guild boss battle, is used inside of the Red Velvet team, Dragon team, as well as the Living Abyss team. Not anymore inside of the Avatar of Destiny, just because putting Island mode is just going to be a little bit better. But you also do use Twizzy Gummy inside of the PvE sections of World Exploration, Cookie Alliance, Choco Cake Tower, and stuff like that. Twizzy Gummy is a very good all-rounder cookie, especially if you guys use with Black Lemonade for most PvE contents, and then inside of Guild Boss Battle, you can use by herself. But it is going to be a cookie where you definitely need, at least level 1, and then slowly invest into 10, 20, and 30, and you'll use for a good chunk of time until a new cookie comes out that will replace someone like Twizzy Gummy. Even putting out a mode doesn't completely replace her, so that is something that you want to keep in mind. So as of right now, Twizzy Gummy is like literally the one cookie that you definitely want to start investing in right away. Now, there are other cookies that are going to be used for something like the Guild Boss Battle, and can be used for, like, as you start playing the game and go into world exploration, where you have you don't have a lot of good supports or tanks and stuff like that. So let's get into that next. Now we have certain cookies that you definitely want to invest in for plus 10 and 20 and 30 for guild boss battle, and that's gonna be Blueberry Pie. Blueberry Pie, you definitely do want to go and get to plus 10, 20, and 30 as of right now, because of the fact that she is a must for the Living Abyss team. And that same thing goes for someone like Pinecone, but because of the fact that Blueberry Pie is going to be the actual damage dealer, Pinecone is not going to be a rush to get to like plus 20 and 30, but at least having a plus 10 is going to be good, because now you get the extra attack speed boost as well to stun those little oozes. So it's not going to be a bad idea. But those two are going to be the other guild boss battle cookies besides Twizzy Gummy as of right now. So I would say investing in them is going to be a good for those who are definitely going to be participating in guilds, and you want to have those guild teams as of right now in February 2025. All right, so next one is going to be within like the support realm of things, and that is going to be our Parfait. So Parfait is pretty good as well, and I would say at least getting her up to 10 is going to be beneficial. I wouldn't recommend to go beyond that anymore, just because of the fact that once you guys get someone like Mystic Flower or someone like Pure Vanilla, most likely Parfait is not going to be used. But until then, she is not going to be a bad cookie. And then the next one after that is going to be someone like right over here, our Financier. Financier is also a really good one. You can definitely just have it at plus 1 in most of the cases, and just get all of the buffs from actually having the magic candy. If you guys have extra resources, plus 10 is not a bad idea if you have light type cookies, but it is not too much of a rush anymore, because of the fact that you're not using Financier with someone like Clotted Cream or Creme Brulee like most of the times like before, so it's not too much of a problem having it +1 and using it inside of world exploration and things like that, just to buff up your cookies, give those extra protection, and use in place of someone like Burning Spice, Dark Cacao Awaken, and other tanks that you may just not have at the moment. And again, these 2 cookies are available inside of the mileage shop, so that is going to be a pretty good one. And then another cookie that is pretty good inside of the tank section is going to be Dark Choco Cookie. So Dark Choco Cookie is not relatively used now technically for the guild boss battle, because the Twizzly Gummy team has kind of replaced the Darkness team, but I love using him. He is still very, very good, and he is not going to be a bad cookie to have at least +10, just because of the fact that you might use him inside of like boss rush event kind of like that. You might use it inside of other particular stages where you would like to have extra darkness type damage, or you want to have those extra crit damage and amplify buff as well. So it is not too much of a bad idea to have Dark Choco's Magic Candy either, and that is going to be beneficial for you. But again, it is not a rush, just because of the fact that now you're not technically, unless you're still using him, you're not really using Dark Choco inside of the guild boss battle. And that same thing goes for our Black Raisin. Black Raisin was a must build because of the fact that there was a very, very, very big weakness debuff that was provided from Black Raisin once it reaches +30 and stuff. But now that Candy Apple is out, and Candy Apple is able to put plus 90% weakness debuff onto the enemies and is used inside of the guild boss battle, Black Raisin has been retired, but still as an ambush cookie, she is still one of the best. And if you have the Magic Candy, it is not a bad idea, and I definitely recommend at least +10 for Black Raisin if you really want to use her, because that is when you're able to start applying the actual weakness debuff as well. So Black Raisin, again, kind of like a cookie you can invest in, but it's not a must like before. All right, and then we have someone like Cream Puff. Cream Puff was a big must build too, but because of the fact that now we have Mystic Flower and we're gonna get Pure Vanilla Awaken soon as well, kind of like Parfait, it's not bad to have on the side, especially if you guys have a lot of materials and you guys are higher spec. Then Cream Puff is good, and you guys were able to see inside of like the Beast Raid this time around. Cream Puff is actually one of the best healers to use because of the burst heal that she has. But again, it is not a must have, just a good replacement for certain cookies. But again, not a must. So probably having it at least +10 is not going to be a bad idea for those players who are like, maxed out on resources and have the spare, time to create Magic Candies for a cookie. All right, and then other cookies that are very situational, but at the same time not a bad one to invest in, is going to be someone like Captain Caviar. Captain Caviar, again, is a very good damage dealer, in my opinion, as an epic cookie. And in case like you don't have someone like Wind Archer, Burning Spice, Golden Cheese Awaken, and other cookies like that, Captain Caviar can do you a solid inside of the world exploration and things like that if you have the Magic Candy. And the more and more level that the Magic Candy has, the more and more damage he will do. But again, it is not technically a rush because of the fact that, again, you have a lot of different ways to actually get the higher rarity cookies. So again, if you guys would like to, not a bad idea in certain situation. And then another pretty situational cookie is going to be someone like Snow Sugar. You guys were able to see inside of the boss rush and stuff like that this time around, you had like ice type, and Snow Sugar is not a bad ice type either. Once you have the Magic Candy, Snow Sugar becomes pretty darn good, but it is not a rush. I would say just having it at +1 is not a bad idea in certain like special situations to just use for like having those synergy effects, having those frost stacks and stuff like that. So very situational now, so I would say just getting up to +1 and having it, not a bad idea. And then another cookie that is decent but at the same time not a must is going to be Mint Choco. Mint Choco's Magic Candy is very iffy because of the fact that it's not technically increasing like an insane amount of attack for your cookies. And because of the fact that you technically only use Mint Choco really for searching situation, not gonna be something that you definitely need to have at this moment. You know, the only thing is that Mint Choco still increases attack speed by the regular skill, and the Magic Candy doesn't actually affect that in this case. So it is not going to be a must-have, but having it at +1, I would say, is not a bad idea either. Just when you have to have, you know, a little bit extra damage and you need the attack speed boost, getting Mint Choco is not going to be bad. And then same thing goes for Mala Sauce. As a fire type cookie, you are able to give crit percentage to all of your allies now, so that is not going to be a bad idea if you guys need it. And I would say, you know, Mala can be used in searching situation, but again, not a must either, just like before. And also cookies like pastry, caramel arrow, as well as latte are not bad, but in my opinion, they're not going to be used too much either. They can be very, very good in certain situations, but I would say it's not a rush to get them either. Like, you will not see any of these cookies anymore, especially latte was used for the arena, but because of the fact that the arena meta has changed, it's not going to be too much of a craziness. Again, latte, you only need to really have it at +1 in my opinion too. Probably save the materials in this particular case and use it when a really, really good Magic Candy comes out. And then for rest of the Magic Candies, it's probably not going to be a good idea to invest in them anymore. Like, you know, our Tea Knight here, our Rye, Vampire, like Licorice, Wildberry, our Cream Unicorn, Strawberry Crepe, and then the rest of the ones that are down here, they're pretty outdated and they're not really used anymore. So I wouldn't recommend you guys to invest in them in most cases, because again, it takes a long time to go and get those Magic Candy materials. So probably not going to be a good idea. But that is pretty much what I have for you guys. So there are certain cookies that you want to have overall, and that's Twisty Gummy. And then you want to have some certain like guild boss battle cookies that is going to be someone like our Blueberry Pie, our Pine Cone. And then there are certain cookies that are pretty good to have in certain situations like Financier, Dark Choco, Parfait, Cream Puff, Captain Caviar, Latte, and things like that. And then there are cookies that you just definitely don't want to be investing in anymore because of the fact that it's honestly not worth it. If you guys are spending that much resources and time into a cookie that is probably not going to be used anymore as of right now, unless like something really special comes out. So I would say that's pretty much what I would say. So hopefully this video wraps up like what you guys want to focus on as of right now. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Of course, this is based on my opinion and my experience as well, so some players might have a different opinion. So let me know in the comments below, and yeah, let's see what you guys come up with as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.